Foreign relations play a key part in ensuring peace among nations across the world. It is important as it is meant to prevent misunderstandings and future conflicts. Through foreign relations, countries also strengthen their economies through binding agreements. In this week's Extended, we take a closer look at some agreements forged between Guyana and nations across the world in the last few months.
Are you ready to embark on a truly epic adventure to an undiscovered corner of South America, where some of the most spectacular natural attractions are unveiled within a beautifully diverse landscape? From the wetlands and savannas to the ancient mountains, magnificent waterways and lush enriching rainforest would provide a vast playground for some of the most exotic and breathtaking creatures on the planet, including many of the world's giant species. This untouched land of mystery and wonder serves up an exclusive experience for travelers. So are you ready for a new, awe-inspiring adventure? Welcome back to nature. Welcome to Guyana.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, I have the honor to present the Ambassador to the State of Qatar, His Excellency Ahmed Ibrahim Abdullah Al Abdullah.
Your Excellency, I have the honor to present to you the letters of credence from His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Thani, Emir of the State of Qatar, accredited me as Ambassador to the Cooperative Republic of Guyana.
Qatar is one of the latest countries diplomatically accredited to Guyana. In October this year, Qatar's ambassador, His Excellency Al Abdullah, presented his letters of credence to His Excellency President David Granger in a simple ceremony, thereby further strengthening bilateral ties between the two countries. Relations between Guyana and Qatar began some years ago. Those relations are founded on mutual respect for each other's territorial integrity, non-interference in internal affairs, cooperation for mutual benefit, respect for treaties and international laws, and maintenance of regional peace and security. Just a month before the accreditation, the two countries agreed to enhance air services. Guyana's head of state spoke to members of the media on the sidelines of the 40th General Assembly of the International Civil Aviation Organization in Montreal. Quote, Guyana and Qatar have strengthened their bonds of friendship further with the signing of the bilateral air services agreement only last month on the 24th of September. This will pave the way for future cooperation in investment, in trade and air travel, and also hopefully in the movement of people. Guyana welcomes this important initiative and remains committed to working with the government of Qatar to enhance air connectivity to link the Caribbean and the Middle East, end of quote.
President Granger also expressed his desire to deepen ties with the Middle Eastern states in the areas such as trade, capacity building, and education, as well as in energy and tourism. Turning now to another state with interest in Guyana, we take a look at Chile.
Guyana and Chile established diplomatic ties on July 22, 1971. Since then, both countries have enjoyed friendly relations and have had several Memorandum of Understanding MOUs between them. These include in areas of cooperation in mining and energy and training of diplomatic officials from both countries. On Tuesday, September 17, 2019, Guyana celebrated with Chile the country's 209th independence anniversary at the Marriott Hotel. During this, Chile's ambassador to Guyana, His Excellency Patricio Becker, noted some of the already existing areas of collaboration.
To date, we have worked on several cooperation programs, such as scholarship offered to CARICOM member states, funded by the Chilean Agency for International Cooperation, as well as an array of 3-month programs, such as the Spanish language teaching program, established for the Guyana Foreign Service Institute and CARICOM official. This program is being considered for a 6-month extension, which can also be offered to the University of Guyana. Also in the framework of the 79th meeting of heads of state and government of CARICOM member country held in Jamaica in 2018, a memorandum of understanding was signed between the diplomatic Chilean Academy and the Foreign Service Institute of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Guyana, organizing a seminar for international relations that we hope to repeat next year.
His Excellency President David Granger, who also attended the celebrations with First Lady Sandra Granger, stated that Ghana looks forward to strengthening bilateral cooperation with Chile, especially in the mining and petroleum sectors, disaster management and environmental protection.
Relations between our two states have fostered cooperation in the field of diplomacy, language training, geochemical, geological mapping, immigration, port security, and transportation. Guyana looks forward to strengthening bilateral cooperation with Chile, especially in the mining and petroleum sectors, disaster management, and environmental protection. The Statement of Intent on Cooperation in Energy and Mining and the Memorandum of Understanding between the Andres Bello's Diplomatic Academy of Chile and the Foreign Service Institute of Guyana, which was signed in Montego Bay on the 6th of July 2018, manifests our common commitment to deepening and widening cooperation for our mutual benefit.
President Granger said he was honored to have personally paid a state visit to Chile in October of 2016.
I remarked then, when I addressed the very Andres Bello Diplomatic Academy, on the symbolism of the president of one of the smallest and northernmost countries on the continent meeting the president of one of the larger and southernmost countries in South America. Guyana, like Chile, is a continental country, and we share common concerns about what occurs in South America. The raging wildfires in the Amazon and the devastating effects of hurricanes in the Caribbean highlight the urgent need for intensified continental cooperation on environmental catastrophe.
Back in May 2019, Guyana and Chile signed a Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, for exchange of technical information, visits, participation in training courses, conferences, symposia, and the exchange of professional geoscientists in the areas of mutual interest.
The MOU was signed with the National Service of Geology and Mining of the Republic of Chile. Minister of Natural Resources, the Honorable Raphael Trotman, who inked the agreement, said the MOU brought to fruition areas discussed when President David Granger visited Chile.
During his visit, President Granger also participated in a wreath-laying ceremony at the monument of the Liberator, General Bernardo O'Higgins.
The President placed a wreath made in the likeness of the golden arrowhead and festooned with fresh flowers at the monument, which honors O'Higgins, a Chilean independence leader who is credited with helping to free Chile from Spanish rule in the Chilean War of Independence.
Speaking of strengthening relations, Ghana's President Nana Akufo-Addo visited Guyana back in June and was conferred with Guyana's highest national award, the Order of Excellence.
During that state visit, Guyana and Ghana strengthened their relationship when the ministers of foreign affairs from both states signed a bilateral agreement which covered several areas of mutual interest.
The President of Ghana made a very clear offer that they are prepared to assist Guyana with technical cooperation, with the personnel and so on, to assist us in the development of the oil and gas sector. So this is very important to us because what they did was to commit to pay the salaries, the transportation and everything to get the people here, and all we will need to do is to find accommodation for them. So I think this was a very clear commitment on the part of the Ghanaians to the development of our oil and gas sector.
DG Harman also disclosed that agreements were signed on the abolition of visa requirements for citizens of the two states.
What it means is that persons who are the holders of diplomatic, official and regular Guyanese passport can travel to Ghana, and likewise Ghana can come to Guyana without the requirement for a visa. In the initial stages, they will be entitled to at least 90 days without having to renew. But after 90 days, then there will be a requirement for a renewal based on the laws of the respective countries.
Further, in December 2018, Guyana also signed a technical cooperation agreement with Ghana for the exchange of knowledge and technical expertise in the area of civil aviation.
Some of the other countries that have visited and made courtesy and diplomatic visits to Ghana in an effort to strengthen ties include the non-resident ambassador of the Federal Republic of Germany to the Cooperative Republic of Ghana, Her Excellency Uta Koning. The then ambassador-designate presented her letter of credence to President David Granger on October 16, 2019. Guyana and Germany established formal diplomatic relations on September 2, 1966, and often collaborate at a multilateral level through the Caribbean Community CARICOM and the United Nations.
Other ambassadors and high commissioners accredited this year are
Ambassador Sarah Ann Lynch, U.S. Ambassador to the Cooperative Republic of Ghana. She presented her credentials on March 13, 2019, to President David Granger. On March 27, 2019, President Granger received letters of credence from Botswana and Zambia's newly accredited non-resident high commissioners to Ghana, Toboga Lily Bashobe and Alfreda Chalikwa Kansambe Wamba, respectively. The credentials were presented to the head of state in the presence of then Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honourable Carl Greenidge, at the Ministry of the Presidency. On August 14, His Excellency Dr. K.J. Srinivasa, India's new High Commissioner to Ghana, presented his letters of credence to His Excellency President David Granger. India is among the first countries to establish diplomatic relations with Ghana after it gained independence on May 26, 1966.
In May this year, Cabinet approved a request made by Barbados for the appointment of David Andre Commission as its non-resident High Commissioner to Guyana. Cabinet also approved a similar request made by Ireland for the appointment of Sean Hoy, an Irish diplomat, as the country's non-resident ambassador to Guyana. Mr. Hoy currently resides in Brasilia, Brazil.
At the time, Director General of the Ministry of the Presidency, Joseph Harmon, noted that diplomatic relations between Guyana and the Republic of Côte d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, were also to be established. On May 15, 2019, President David Granger accepted the letters of credence from Mr. Ibu Rono Jones, accrediting him as the new ambassador of Suriname to Ghana. The President said Ghana and Suriname were bound by bonds of geography, history, and mutual interest, and the bilateral ties are founded on mutual respect for each other's territorial integrity and sovereignty. On July 17, 2019, President David Granger accepted the letters of credence from Tatsuya Hirayama, accrediting him as the new non-resident ambassador of Japan to Guyana. According to a Ministry of the Presidency statement, President Granger noted that Guyana is in transition to becoming a green state, which will see greater emphasis on the protection of the environment. In June 2018, Guyana and Japan signed a grant agreement for the introduction of renewable energy and energy-efficient power system. The project is consistent with Ghana's Green State Development Strategy. On September 18, 2019, His Excellency Jose Omar Hurtado Contreras presented his letters of credence to President Granger. Close to a week after, on September 24, President Granger and members of his cabinet celebrated with Mexico as it observed its 209th independence anniversary. Also in September, Guyana accredited ambassadors from Finland, Kuwait, and Ireland. The Finnish non-resident ambassador to Guyana is Mr. Pertti Ikonen. The Irish non-resident ambassador to Guyana is Mr. Sean Hoy, and Kuwait's non-resident ambassador to Guyana is Nasser Ridin Al-Mutari. Earlier this month, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the European Union, His Excellency Fernando Pons Canto, called on Foreign Secretary the Honourable Carl Greenidge. Ambassador Canto emphasized the EU's intention to continue cooperation with Guyana.
That was a closer look at some of the most recent diplomatic relations forged between Guyana and various nations across the world. Thanks for watching. Join us again next time. Goodbye.